Hey everybody, it's Joe Elias. I hope you're doing well. I want to talk about reactivations. Everyone knows that we need to reactivate our lapsed patients, but who really does it? I've talked to many doctors who have many things to do all day long, and they absolutely positively know that reactivations are supposed to be a part of the process, but they never really get it done. What I wanted to do today was show you simple steps for how to do it yourself, and then give you an example of one that I actually just did. So you can get a better understanding of what kind of results can come from a successful reactivation. Fair enough? Let's go in here. Got a little presentation. Okay, so I want to talk about reactivations, and I want to show you my process for it. I'm a big fan of the MVP concept, minimally viable product. There are probably tons and tons of how to reactivate systems online that are very expensive, that have lots of details and tons of videos and printables and a lot. And you don't have time for a lot. So I want to talk about reactivations realistically. First of all, what does it look like when we're reactivating patients? It's easier than you think. Okay. The first thing we have to do is we have to make sure that we have a profile of these people, their basic contact information. When were they in our office last? We also want to filter a little bit. Is this someone that I really want to come back? It is okay to admit that your care is not for everyone. And so therefore, there are some people who have come and gone who you were happy to greet at the door and happy to close the door behind when they left. We want to filter those folks out. Once we do that, we need an offer, right? What's an offer that is going to bring these folks back in the door? Now, I don't know that you want to give anything away, no free, here's a free widget when you come back and book, but make it simple. Think about where these people are in terms of a care life cycle. They've already come in, they know a bit about us, they had some care, and they've gone another way for whatever reason. So the offer needs to probably be something about reestablishing care, right? Let's get you back on the horse. Let's get you back behind the driver's seat. Let's in the driver's seat, behind the wheel, all that good stuff. So remember that a price promotional offer is rarely the best idea, because we still need to be able to understand what the goal is of reactivation. The goal is to get them back in and back on the calendar, and to keep them on the calendar so they can stick around, so they can bring friends and family with them, so they can be great reviews and case studies for you. So you got to think about that. Think about a reestablishing care offer, because that could be a really big benefit. Now, how are we going to reach out? This is far and away the biggest problem that I think everyone has. You may have a text messaging tool built into your EHR system. Well, that's all well and good, but they rarely work well, and they're a bit of a pain to deal with. And you can't do a lot with them in mass. You mail a postcard, well, that comes with its own challenges. Emails don't always get open. So you've got to find the right way that you're equipped to do this. And actually, this is something that I provide as part of my 5-star scale program, is a communication platform that handles phone and voicemail, text messaging, email, website chat, Facebook Messenger, Instagram DM, LinkedIn, Google Chat, and all sorts of other stuff. Brings them into one place, and you can go out just as easily. So we need to make sure that we have a way to ask. That's something I can help with. Booking as well. So if we're going to contact groups of people in mass, we've got to be ready to book them. How excited would you be if you lapsed as an individual and someone that you've been seeing called you up and said, "Hey, I'd love to get you back in the office," and you say, "Oh yes, thank you, I've been meaning to call you guys back, I just haven't." "Yes, please." When they say, "Okay, let me look through, we can get you in about 9.5 weeks." That's not going to work, right? They're going to give us the old, "I'll call you back. Let me check with the imaginary person next to me, and I'll call you back." So we've got to be at a point where we can book them on the schedule. Do you book them as a new patient? Do you book them as a current patient? Is there something in the middle? That's for you to decide. But know what you're going to book and make sure that you have availability. And then above all else, you've got to be able to track. You've got to know your numbers. If you don't know your numbers, you don't know if you're winning. And if it feels like you're winning, you don't know by how much. So you've got to be able to track how many people are you sending out to? What is the response rate? What is the booking rate? How many of them are staying for how long? There's lots of important data here that's going to help you out. Let me show you an example. So this is what I just did, and I filtered out the office's name and obviously the people's information. But this is our inbox about 30 minutes after we started the campaign. So we took 500 lapsed patients. That just was a number we kind of stuck to. Ran them through my system, and it filtered out the ones who had bad phone numbers. So that was the first bit. We lost like a handful of people to bad phone numbers. So of the 500 that we sent out, we had a 6% immediate rebook rate. We asked one question one time, 6% of that 500 said, yeah, I'd love to do that. So we got 29 folks back on the schedule right away. When they came in, an average of 3 appointments booked per person. Obviously, those are going to change. Some of them are going to stay for forever, but with the time frame I'm working with right now, I've only seen an average of 3 appointments, but that'll continue to grow. This sample office books at $59 an appointment, so they're cash practice. So every patient that is reactivated right now, and this number will grow, about $177 in revenue. So we do the simple math, 29 times 177. That's about $5,100 in incremental booked business from people who already know who you were, already know where you're at, already know what your office looks like because they've been there and paid you for stuff. And now they're back in the door. And by the way, if any of those people refer other folks, the revenue grows. If they stay for more than 3 appointments, which in this case, it's just a short period of time, so that number is probably going to get bigger. On and on and on. But it's an important thing. It didn't take a lot of work to do. I've got a process for it, actually. In fact, this is my 5-star scale program. It's in 3 phases. It's designed to help you position yourself without using a ton of your time. So you can actually fill your schedule, get waitlisted, and stay that way, and not spend a ton of money on ads, not throw thousands and thousands of dollars a month at ad agencies and all sorts of other gimmicks, but that you can feel confident with a foundational marketing plan and all the tech that you need, one bit of software. That's my automation station, by the way. That's over here in phase 1. This very second thing I do is this reactivations process, because my thought is that you want a return on your investment with me or anyone else you're spending money with, right? So if we're booking $5,100 in business in week 2 of working together, my expectation is that you're going to feel pretty comfortable continuing to work with me, because that right there pays for 11 months of my program, just so you know, $500 a month. So we can do the simple math. So do you feel good going into a program knowing that your first year of it pays for itself right out of the gate? I think I would. And then from there, we go to a bunch of other things. We build a systematic approach to making your practice marketable, attractable, and ready to help people get healthy and stay that way. So if you have questions, gosh, I'd love to help you out. Joe@5starscale.com is my email address. You can also go to 5starscale.com to learn more about me and book a time to talk. But if you're not doing reactivations, I'm disappointed that you're not taking the time to do this, because it adds up quick. This doctor spent about 31 minutes in total going through this process with me, and that's not too bad of a return on investment, I'd say. And because we're going to do quite a few other things, get more 5-star reviews, get more video testimonials, start talking about care in a very different way, reach people on all of the places that are actually behind me on the board here, social media, video media, and beyond, on and on and on. We have a systematic approach, and it really does work. And it pays for itself, which isn't too bad of a thing. I hope that's helpful. That's been Reactivations. If you have questions about reactivations, let me know. I'd love to talk more about it. I think this is an important subject. And by the way, we're not doing this campaign just one time. We're going to be doing it quarterly. So if we probably won't get the exact same result that we got this time, but we will continue to bring lapsed patients back into the office in an automated and simplified way that helps you hook them and book them and get them in the office, so you can do your thing. I hope that's helpful, and I hope to talk to you soon.